Begin transmission. The year is 2022 and the Great Cyber War has begun. Two top-secret digital weapons codenamed Silver Bullet and Honeypot were designed to decrypt and infiltrate any computer system in the world. Data cards loaded with specific exploits have been scattered throughout the physical world. Your mission is to find a card, activate your own digital weapon geocoin, and help make sure there are no more secrets.
Oh, hello. Hey, welcome. Let me get my microphone. How is that for a great start to a live stream? Give me 1 second. Wow, there's always something. Okay, well, welcome to TGI Friday. The show monthly every Friday, last Friday of every month, and it's completely unpredictable. Ever since the pandemic has started 2 years ago, I've been doing monthly TGI Fridays just to come and hang out with you. And, it's all Friday nights. I don't know if you're out caching or not, but if you're not, then that's what this is for, so we can hang out and be able to chat. So if you haven't been able to tell, we have a theme for this month, and it is Snag the Tag, because a brand new game is starting up very shortly. And I want to also, before we get started, mention that we have some giveaways through this live event. And so watch for some special little tags that you can snatch. Follow the instructions and be the first to claim following the instructions, and you will win prizes. I've got some Cache the Line Night Trip glow in the dark path tags. If you follow me on social media, you will have seen these very neat glow in the dark path tags that are up for grabs. We've got some of them, so we've got our own little game of Snag the Tag. And there's also one special tag for patron supporters. And let me just bring on this torch here so you can see a little more. If you are a patron, then you'll be able to have a chance at snagging one of these other extra special tags. And if you are interested in that, you can support me with Cache the Line at patreon.com/Cache the Line. There's a number of tiers and lots of little bonus stuff to go with that. So watch throughout the show, and you could have a chance to be the first to snatch one of these prizes. So as we get started, there is also, I have two more EGA, Excellent Geocaching Adventure Path tags to give away out at the end, by the end of the show. If you are in the EGA Facebook group every month for TGI Friday week, we do a little bit of a contest, and you could win one of the EGA path tags, which is also a new design, the Night Trip EGA path tag. So check that out at cachetheline.net/EGA. That'll take you right to the Facebook group. Join, and that's how you can participate. So let's get on to our special guest, if he's ready. I'm looking at his camera, and it's by, well, let's just assume that he is almost ready. It's Mark Clemens from Snag the Tag. Hello, Mark.
I was just checking the bench. I'm sitting on a bench here in sunny California, and I was like checking under the bench to see if there was a tag under there. Didn't find one, but yeah, thought I would at least check and see. There's always a geocache or something under a bench, so gotta check all that stuff. Yeah, probably is. Yeah, I haven't brought it up yet. Well, it's good to be here. Thank you for inviting me on.
Yes, thank you for coming. I'm sure there's a lot of stuff that people will love to hear about Snag the Tag, and about this game of First to Find. I mean, this game, like, if you're a geocacher, you know that First to Find is kind of its own little side game. And if you are the first to find and sign a geocache, then you can claim the FTF. But this game, this is the real game of FTF. There is only one thing to collect, one thing, one prize. And if you are the first, you get it. So, as a geocacher, Mark, have have you participated in the game of FTF? Do you try to go out and find and be the first to find geocaches?
I do not, and the only reason I don't is because I suck at it. So yeah, I'm not really that kind of geocacher, but we did have a precursor to Snag the Tag, and I really, really wanted the coin, and people thought it was really funny because I was actually second to find, which means I found nothing for 4 different tags. And then these tags and this coin were kind of a precursor to Snag the Tag for the Going Ape event. And so I was doing parking lot duty, and someone will publish a tag 500 feet from me, and they could see me jump up, run on over, and go and try and find a tag, and then walk back solemnly, having not found a tag. And by the time they had done that 3 times, there were 4 or 5 of them there all laughing at me, because every time another tag went live, I would jump back up and run across the parking lot again to go try and find another one. So I think it was the 4th time. 4th time lucky was the time where I actually finally found one.
That's awesome. So you don't really go for FTFs all that much. Do you know how many first to finds you have?
Honestly, I probably think I have about 15 all told. Typically in my logs, if I do claim a first to find, obviously I claim it like I do. Cool, got it, first to find, but it's not something that I focus on.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's not for everybody, but it's for a lot of people. And some people are very competitive on getting those first to finds. And I think that is that's the big draw to Snag the Tag, because you're literally getting something tangible to be the first to find and first to claim.
Oh, absolutely.
Could you describe kind of, for people who are new, because some people haven't heard of Snag the Tag yet, could you basically describe a basic outline of the game?
So Snag the Tag is a game within the game of geocaching. It has a little more of a competitive edge than geocaching, and combines a thrilling first to find hunt with a cool prize. And so what a first experience geocacher is going to do is they go onto the Snag the Tag website, see if there's any current games playing. If there's a game playing, they can sign up for the game. This is all free. And then they'll get a notification. They sign up for notifications. They get a notification if there is a tag anywhere near them. And then at that stage, it is a race to get to the tag first. When you get to the location, it's similar to a geocache. That tag is hidden. Well, one thing which is slightly different is the tag pages, instead of cache pages, actually have photographs to help you. And the first person to find a tag keeps the tag and uses the code on the tag to claim it. And once it's claimed, it then leaves our map so that no other person will go after it. And then there's instructions to redeem it for a cool geocoin prize.
That's cool. Yeah, and so, like I said, basically it's just like a little tag and a physical thing to find, and and you don't have really many rules. Like when we're placing geocaches, we know that there are guidelines and restrictions and proximity concerns, but with Snag the Tag, that doesn't seem to be the case. They could almost literally be anywhere.
Oh, we definitely have some hiders who like to push boundaries, but generally, no. we don't have the same kind of rules because it's a temporary hide, right? So the tag gets hidden there. It may be in the wild for up to a week, sometimes longer, sometimes shorter. It gets published onto our platform. And then once it's published, I mean, it's fair game for anybody to go and find. And so once they find it, they pick up the tag and there's nothing else left there.
Right. Yeah. And yeah, they're temporary. So I found a couple that have been in very not very long lasting positions, spots that could be easily found by muggles, non-players. You kind of, I guess you kind of hope as a hider that somebody will find it very, very quickly, depending on how it's hidden.
Yeah, I put one out. I think it was 2 weeks ago. I put one out and it literally put it at my place of work. I work in a unique kind of cool place. So put it out, got back in, went round to the back shed to go get something, came back out, and someone had already found it. So it can be very fast.
Yeah, it all depends on that notification, instant notification.
Absolutely.
Well, as opposed to Cash Addict Mel says she drove 4.5 hours to find a signal high because none were in her area.
Wow.
That's one of the other things that is interesting about this game is that it relies on people to hide the tags. And if you don't have anybody in your area who's hiding them, then you might be out of luck in finding them.
Absolutely. But we really encourage geocachers to involve their local community. And so we generally sell the hider packs. And, you know, being able to put out a fun and interesting hide or share a location that you're really passionate about is something that's really cool. What's even cooler is you get a friend to then, you know, also put out a tag, buy a hider pack and put out a tag. So then you're expanding the game and you are creating sort of like a little group of people who would put out tags. So therefore, you're not doing all the heavy lifting of doing all the hiding in your area. So we totally encourage other people. We've had other people that check online and they say, look, there's no tags near me. And that's also an opportunity to then become a hider and then introduce your local caching group or community to Snag the Tag and kind of just, you know, get things going. And we've had cases where individuals in the community have championed Snag the Tag. Specifically, we've had this occur in the Netherlands, where we now have, you know, over 100 tags, 150 tags hidden. It took off really big there. In the UK, we've had a couple of individuals. Scott, how you doing? Hope you're watching right now. Who have taken it upon themselves to, you know, spread the word and really kind of be ambassadors for the Snag the Tag game. And so the UK is like, we're really flourishing there, getting more and more people online and going out and hiding and finding and sharing their stories. And that's really kind of what it is. And then in Australia, we also had a guy who was, you know, really passionate about this and really took it upon his shoulders to sort of spread the word and spread the game. And then we were able to work with a shop after that in Australia. So it really is kind of moving around the planet. And also, I mean, we just love all that kind of stuff. People making, you know, tokens and tags and all those kind of things has, you know, the community has really, really stepped up in a lot of places.
Right. Yeah. And Mrs. Weaver has asked, so you find it and then put it back out or collect them. Yeah. So like described, there's little tags, little individual tags that people will hide out in the public. Like this one, this is signal high. And so hiders got a bunch of these and they would go out and hide them. And then if you are the first to find the tag and claim it, because there's a unique code on the back, then you get the coin that goes along with it, in this case, the surface of Mars. And based on the designs so far, they've all done really well combining the tag with the coin to make a collectible item. So it is literally a physical find it, keep it. and get the
Yeah,
rest of it.
absolutely. People get to keep it. We do house games and we do partner games. So the house games, some of those examples are we did a secret agent game. We've done a urban ninja game. We generally come up with themes, but then we also partner with Geocaching HQ, which was the high-low game, which you just saw the tag and the coin. The high portion of that was in conjunction with the trackable that was on the Mars rover.
Yeah.
And the low portion of that was the geocache that was placed in the oceanic trench. And
Mm.
so typically our games have two types of hiders, two types of hiding tags. We do this for a couple of reasons. One is it increases engagement and allows a hider to buy, say, the high tag and then find the low tag, so they can participate both as a hider and a finder. So that's something which we looked at doing and implemented, and it's been great. Each game, we're always looking to innovate and add a little personal twist to those sort of add elements and add personal twists, just things like that. So that kind of works along the lines of that. And then the second reason is for production purposes. It's always kind of cool to if we were doing a coin like the ninjas, it was this ninja versus that ninja. So the agents was this agent versus that agent, and so kind of a spy versus spy kind of thing. So it kind of adds to the theme, and then also provides better production costs and stuff like that. So it's kind of synergizes on a number of levels.
Yeah, you mentioned the ninjas, and I actually thought it was one of my favorite ones as well. The design, because the tags are backpacks, so you were literally going to find a missing backpack, and then when you claim the backpack, you get sent the ninja coin, the geo coin. But then the cool thing about the design was they connect on so that you're basically giving the. See if I can get this on here correctly. You're giving the ninja his backpack, so he's now carrying his backpack on his back. So like it's another way of combining the two elements to make one collectible item, and so I like that one a lot. It was also mentioned by geocacher Owen, the Knights Templar, where the tag itself was kind of a medium-sized coin, and it was a nice design with the code on the back. But you claim it and you get the full Knights Templar, nice big hefty heavy duty geocoin with you can't quite see through, but it's the stained glass design, and then the coin sits right in the hole for the stained glass. So that was another really neat design.
Well, thank you. I've always wanted to do some of these things. I've been involved with geocoins for almost 20 years now, and so design a lot of geocoins. And so Snag the Tag has been an avenue for me to be able to do some really cool designs and come up with some really cool concepts that work with one another, the tag and the coin and stuff like that. So, so it's always kind of a pivoting and learning experience and being able to do some cool new coins.
Yeah, lots of room for creativity with this. How big is the Snag the Tag team? Like, how many people do you work with? How big is the organization?
So the actual game, so on the game side, I handle most of the marketing and promotion and production, depending on the game. And my partner Oleg is the developer, so he usually does a lot of the online development, but he has also stepped into a lot of the other roles, especially if it's a game where sort of his brainchild and he has a sort of idea for it. So he does handle a lot of the mailing outs and stuff like that. And so we both have full-time jobs, so we do this kind of around that. Then we also have a what I would call a small team of reviewers who review the tags. We have one in Europe and two in the US who just review the tags, just make sure that the that the coordinates are correct, that there are no inaccuracies, that you didn't put your tag in the middle of the Indian Ocean by mistake or something like that. And so they just kind of check on those kind of things and look at that kind of thing. And then we also have what I would call kind of a list of distributors. And so the people who I spoke about earlier, like the Netherlands, we ship one box to the Netherlands, and then they take all the orders and they run an event and hand them out and do a bunch of that kind of stuff. So for each of the countries, we have a central, tend to try and have a central location, or else when somebody is a finder and they redeem the coin, if they're redeeming it from the US, then they're going to have to pay, $17, $18 just to get the coin. Whereas if it's in their own country, then, it's going to be $4, $5, $6. So it's sort of works. So all told, we probably, we have a team of about 5 of us who talk through some things and talk to say, get some ideas going and see if this is a good idea. So I'll post something and say, hey, what do you guys think of this? And then I get 4 emphatic no's, and I'm like, okay, let's move on to the next thing then. Whereas also I'm always working with distributors to distribute the coins, and then we're always looking for partners. I think that's the next step for the Snag the Tag is we have our house games, but we've partnered with Geocaching HQ on a game. We've partnered on a couple games, actually. We've partnered with mega events, either being a promotional tool leading up to the mega event, or having a game actually during the mega event where they run out and they get a coin at the mega event, and run out and get a tag, and then bring it to one of the side events there, and then they can you do that for say 100 tags and distribute it. So it's a fun thing to do at a mega event, but it also boosts the content and the attendance of the mega events. Because if you have a game of say 500 tags, and you need 500 people to come to a mega event, people put them all out, and that was kind of the inception of Snag the Tag. It was a way to help promote and boost the attendance of megas that were in the area, in my area, which is Washington State. So we also worked with shops like Oak Coins. We've worked with them on a couple of games, and we're working with them on a couple of new games in the future. And so the Templar game was an example of that, where we basically, I did the design and then kind of pitched them the game, and then they handled most of the aspects of the game. And so that's where we kind of really see it going is a mega event approaches us, and it's kind of a turnkey. Hey, let's just buy a game. This is how many tags we want. This is how, this is where we want the tags to land. And so allow people and the community to sort of do that. And that's even starting now. We had a UK group pitch a game, a future game that's coming up. And so we're really excited about that one that's going to come up, because that'll be like a kind of one of our first geocaching group from the community kind of games. So
yeah, the ones that I just showed, that was the tag that was part of the Midwest GeoBash 2019 game. And so this is the thing you've got to find, and then you got the geocoin to go with it. And that one was fun because that was the Midwest GeoBash I was at the 1 year, and all of the tags were published within the bounds of the mega event. So
at the same time, right?
Yeah, and it was ridiculously hard to get to snag the tag, because so many people were watching, and who, depending on where it was on the grounds, somebody might be standing right next to one when it goes live, and then they get the find immediately. So you really had to be on your toes for that. It adds a whole different level of fun at the event.
Right. We did one at Geo Coin Fest in Kansas City, and that was a side event that you came to, and then all the tags were published all around Kansas City, And so people ran out, and then I think it was 4 or 5 hours later, there was a redemption event. So you brought the tag back to the event, and then you got your free geocoin at the event. So that was just something they did the day after the mega, and seemed to be a huge success with that too.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely a great idea. How did the idea of Snag the Tag come about? Like what was it that initially made you think, you know what, we can do this and do it well, and nobody's done it before? Like where did the idea come from?
So I've been an geocaching event planner, so to speak, since 2003. So been doing themed events. My first big event was a 2004 pirate themed event called Pirates of Harriman, and it was something that I thought was very cool and very interesting. And so when I moved to Seattle, became part of helping with Geo Woodstock, the 2010 Geo Woodstock that came out here, and created a bunch of friendships from that. I'm also the founder of GeoCoinFest. So GeoCoinFest started in 2006, and so that mega event, I started that one. And so geocaching and events and all those kind of things have always been near and dear to me. And I was looking for ways to engage people and understand, how a mega event can keep doing cool stuff and keep being interesting rather than just showing up and it being a big meet and greet. So specifically the Going Ape mega event, I don't know if you've been to that before. It was started in 2010, also along with the in conjunction with the GeoCoin Fest, and it just kept going with Washington State Geocaching Association. And so I was the vice president at the time in 2016, and the president, Jackie Vaughn, Princess Trouble, said to me, we need a way to get more attendees to come out to this event. The event is sagging somewhat because it's the same format each year. And so if we can do something where a geocacher needs to do something to get something, then we can attract some people. And so me being the merchandise person and all that kind of stuff, came up with some kind of, well, what if we hid some kind of token or tag, and then people have to bring it to the event and they get a free geocoin. And so that was kind of the inception part of it. We used to post it on social media. It was a logistics nightmare, is what I will call it. Having to get up at 6 o'clock each morning and manually put in all the tags, all the hiders, taking by email, by text message, by whatever means that someone actually wrote down the coordinates and mailed them to me, snail mail. And being able to sort of come up with a lot of that stuff, we sort of felt that it needed a more visual approach to it. There were no photographs with it. So the second year that we did it, Jesse Maxwell took on a lot of the social media, and we had a lot more photographs with it and stuff like that. And it became a little better in efficiency, only because of her, but still a huge undertaking. So it was a very big time suck, but I mean, it was a really cool concept. It was really working to both promote the event, and people really, really liked, running out and grabbing stuff. A lot of times when you're geocaching, you may have already found all the geocaches in your area, so you're kind of in a more dormant state and you're waiting. But if a tag comes up 5 miles from you, 10 miles from you, well, you got to get out the door and go get it. So there was a lot of really cool stories and a lot of engagement along with that. So then Oleg approached me, and he said, hey, you know what? The way you guys are doing it, it's all over the place. You've got, you're posting things here and there and that. What if we made a platform which had a publisher and a map and cleaned up a lot of this stuff? And so it made a lot of sense to be able to do that, and then also offer the same sort of game to any any geocaching organization, any mega, any shop or whatever else. And so that's kind of how it was born. And sort of it's come a long way. 4 years, I believe, we've been going at it. So it's been quite a journey. At times I look at it and I think, oh my goodness, it took us 9 months to put together a game. A lot. But when you see like all the logs coming in of a finder, and even as the hiders, and oh my goodness, what did this person do to get a tag? I mean, it's those stories and engagement and the community, and just seeing how people elevate the game is it's been amazing. People make all these amazing containers out of 3D printing and stuff to go along with the tags. People make creative hides with them, and so it's been a very fulfilling and fun kind of way to engage with within geocaching. I mean, basically what the game is we're promoting trackables, and so and a lot of people have had frustration with the traditional experience of putting a trackable in I mean, we've all been there, where you put a trackable, make a nice trackable, put it in a geocache, it maybe travels 2 caches and then goes missing. And so you can have some of that still happen with Snag the Tag, but with each new game, it's a reset. So we get to explore a lot of different cool things.
Yeah. And so E here raised the question, is there a Snag the Tag in Canada? And you mentioned a number of games can have different scopes, because a mega event game could be just within the grounds of a mega event. One might be specific to a country and one might be worldwide. So yes, there are Snag the Tags in Canada for the games that are that support Canada, that are that take place in Canada. So it's important to watch the website for the games, follow on social media, find out what's coming up and what the scope of the games are. And you can visit it at snagthetag.com, and there is the whole list. So we're still on high and low with the Mars and I guess that's a hydrothermal vents, maybe. Deep Challenger Deep, I guess. The high and low tags, which it ends March 1st, right? Like that date is still correct? The finding, the claiming?
Yes, you can still find them and you can still redeem them up until March 1st.
But you'll also get the list of all the previous games, and they can be anything from those little smaller private ones up to the worldwide ones. Is there anything that like stands out for how much these games have evolved since the beginning? Because some of these, I'm not sure if this is actually in chronological order, because I don't think Red and Hot are the oldest, but or maybe no. Okay, the first one, 2018. It's from oldest to newest. So that's why. So has there been any like game mechanics that have changed since the first game up till now?
Oh, absolutely. So the first game mechanics were basically a quick hide and treasure hunt and just go at it. And then we've added a lot of things behind the scenes to make the publisher work better. We've had be able to pick your own times when you want your tags published. That was something we included into a new game. Other times, like I said, we have multiple different types of hides. So there are, more than one icon for hiding on the map. At other times, we just want to be able to sort of add these new game components. One of the really cool things that we were able to add behind the scenes was a sub game. So sub game is basically how does the person redeem? So we give different instructions to redeem for depending on where you found your tag. So if you're in the US, you're going to redeem through Snag the Tag. If you're in Canada, you're going to redeem your free geocoin through the distributor shop. And so being able to parse those things out and create individual sub games specifically for either regions or for different countries and stuff those are sort of some of the different pieces that we've kind of added to it. We've always had the being able to add 4 photographs to your listings, up to 4 photographs, which we really like. And then we also have the ability to publish both on social media and on via email notifications. We turned off the social media recently to see how that would affect the game, and it sort of didn't. We have a lot of stats behind the game, like how average time that stats get that the things get hidden, the tags are hidden, average time they're out in the wild. So we're always looking to evolve and always looking to sort of add sort of components, new components to the game. One of the things we'd like to add in the future would be, say, like a dashboard. So as a player, you already have a profile and stuff, but maybe there's a dashboard where you can get relevant information that only sort of you want and things like that. So, you know, we wouldn't be relying on Facebook and social media for that stuff. It would go directly to you. So,
yeah, it's really cool how it's evolved over these years. You mentioned before how people are starting to get creative with tags. Are there any memorable events or happenings from hiders or finders throughout the games that really stand out?
oh, anything the Dutch do seems to be a 5-5 jaunt through the Dutch countryside together with a number of puzzles. They've done tags where the person has done a video. The first 5 people to find the tag get a certificate, and then they're invited to a mini event, and then they have to solve a puzzle and be the first one to go find it at that point. They also not only do the finders share long stories about how they find, their hiders explain how they put together the puzzle. So that's a very cool aspect that is kind of unique to the Dutch theater of that. So that's really kind of neat. I mean, there's people who have driven 5-8 hours to go and grab a tag, and with the whole time, you know, the adrenaline's pumping because you don't even know if the tag's still going to be there. So we had a Canadian guy drive down to New York. He knew that the tags would be published at 6 p.m. So him and his wife were waiting in a parking lot at 6 p.m. and were ready to go and run out and go find a tag. And when they got there were 7 other people there. And so that was very early on in the game, but sort of 8 Snag the Taggers kind of met each other. Geocaching is to the point now where you can typically tell someone's trying to find a geocache or something, and it's a lot more popular. But I remember a time when I was geocaching and nobody else was geocaching. So there have been definitely some interesting people driving across country lines to go and go snag a tag and stuff like that. And I love reading all of the different logs, all of the different kind of what they did to get there and how they got there, or so they saw this jump out, and people hiding. I mean, we've done some people who have done some videos to where the tags are hidden. We've done people, like I said, done 3D printing, so the tag is within another container out. So some of these have to stay out in the wild for 6-7 days. And also the tag redemption processes. So we've experimented with some of that. So some of them are event pickup. We've done multi-events around the world where you find a tag and you bring it to your local event. So all of these things are sort of really build the community, and it's really kind of awesome to see people's community, what I call a community chest, right? It's like trophy room of all the tags that they've snagged and all of the geo coins. One infamous example was somebody, and I don't know who it was because they shall remain silent, but they created a orange agent in which then there was a running joke with that the orange agent was something that was real. And for us, we're like, okay. So well, I cannot confirm or deny that Agent exists, but yeah, there was definitely some fun stuff that went around with a lot of with some of the game pieces and stuff like that, and sort of gets on to another part of the game, which is sort of our each game we have has a badge. So I can explain that a little further if you want, but nobody knows anything about badges, right?
Not at all. Let's see. There was a whole bunch of comments talking about badges just back there.
Oh wow. Okay.
They were trying to figure out how many badges there are. I think there's 50. Somebody said
50 that you found. So full disclosure with that, the badges came around in a very funny way. We got the first game and we got the artwork back from the mint for all the coins for all the tags, and there was a sample number on the tag that we kind of missed, and so the same number appeared on every single tag. And Oleg came up with an idea. He said, well, why don't we make that kind of a secret code that when you get it, you can get a extra, flair for your profile. And so when we went ahead and did that, it sort of became a big hit. And we have put all of these sort of badges and stuff like that either into videos or onto game pieces or on game pages and stuff like that. And so that's sort of something that the community can do even if they're just at home and are not able to attend an event.
Yeah, it's another sort of scavenger hunt based solely within the website.
Yeah,
gives a little bit of an extra. Yeah. Now I've kind of been curious. I've asked you as well. What is like the production process for the game, for any game really? Because you're not only creating the web content for the game, but you're also creating geocoins. You're creating tags. You're doing all that promotional work. Like what's the process that you would generally go through? Say if somebody wanted to partner up and do a game themselves for whatever reason.
Oh yeah, no, exactly. Oh, by the way, I like your hat.
Thank you.
Pretty cool black hat there. Anyway, it is actually probably about a yearly process. So we come up with some concepts, we come up with themes, and then straight after that, we then start looking at coin and tag design and possible game mechanics that can be included in that theme. Typically, all of that kind of stuff will run anywhere from 1 to 4 months. And then we actually go into the production of the coins and the tags. And so that will take another 3 to 5 weeks. We typically then do a sale and ship everything out, which is also, getting all the stuff ready and all that kind of thing. And so all of that is something that is generally runs anywhere from 5 to 9 months, and depending on if we're working with a partner or not. And the production can then happen twice. So for the agents, they prove so popular that we just said, hey, you know what, we really have way too much demand. And I don't say too much, we have a lot of demand and we love that. And so it made sense to then reproduce them and make sure everybody got one. And so similar to the last game that we just did, we had minted this game about a year and a half ago and then put it up for sale, and all of our hider packs were sold to the international distributors before we even had a chance to sell domestically to the US. And so we said, hey, you know what, we're going to do a pre-sale, we're going to make these, and we're going to make them out for everybody. And so some games will be like that. When we have a house game, we're able to do that. If we have a partner, the partner might say, hey, you know what, we're going to make 150 hider packs of each, and that's it. Or if we partner with a mega event, we're going to make 100 tags and that's it. You know, that's kind of their budget, so to speak. So what I have is a one-pager that I do send to potential partners that kind of breaks down all the different pieces of Snag the Tag. What's the scope of the game? How big do you want the game? How many hiders do you want? How are you going to distribute? How are you going to redeem? Which kind of answers a lot of those kind of questions. And I've actually, when I work with people, they go, wow, I can't believe you guys actually made this many games. This is a lot of work. And so we've got it down to, you know, but I mean, you're still dealing with a Chinese mint that might have delays and things like that, a lot of moving parts. And so there's definitely some stress on the back end at times. And then once we get all the coins in, and then we have to get them all packaged up and we have to check them. And then can you imagine checking 1,500 coins to make sure all the tracking numbers are on them and stuff like that. So trying to reduce those sort of errors, and then we're mailing them out. So there's a lot of coordination in the background.
Yeah, for sure. I just need to interject because the tags that people are attempting to claim, apparently, so the instruction is on there to take a phrase and post a discover log to the contest room trackable, which I've used before. Only problem is a couple of issues with the code, and now the trackable page was also locked. Now everything should be fine. So instead of following the instructions that are on the link for the tag, use the code that's in the footer there, PCK49E, to discover to post a discover log to the TB following the instructions. And now it should work. My apologies for that. I didn't think I locked that, but I guess I did. See, and that just goes to example, just goes to show that no matter how much you pre-plan for things, there can always be little mistakes. Like you're saying, you're doing kind of a QA on all of the products, on all of the coins, on the codes and all that stuff. And we know that HQ, the dumpster fire geocoin that they sold a while back, there was a little mistake that had trackable at geocaching.com backwards because it was stamped inverted, but they ran with it because it's a dumpster fire of 2020.
Oh, it was awesome.
So now it should be unlocked. So there was a confirmation which was hidden, so I thought that the TB was unlocked and it wasn't. Now it's unlocked. Oh my gosh. Okay, now we're good to go. Now they're starting to pop in. Okay, there's still a couple more chances for people to get the first to claim.
Oh yes, no worries. So I'm gonna have to leave in about 10 minutes. So I think my phone is about to die soon.
Yep.
Anyway, thank you for having me. Did you want to talk about the upcoming game, or is there anything pressing?
Give us the scoop. Give us the scoop on No More Secrets.
Okay, so No More Secrets. It's Oleg's brainchild. He said, well, I really want to do this sort of hacker versus hacker game, kind of like the agents, which was a very cool thing. So basically, we will have a new component to the game that I think is going to really, really excite a lot of people, which we will reveal during the game. The game is probably going to go live in the mid-April. We're waiting on some production schedules. We had to remint some of the coins because of the huge demand, which was awesome. I believe this is going to be the biggest house game we've ever had. So we have about 250 hider packs of each version. So it's going to be really, really cool. There has been a badge released for it in one of the past videos. That is all I'm going to say about that.
Excellent. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So that one. So there was a delay, I guess, for No More Secrets. The hider packs are still for sale, but they'll be starting a little later.
Yeah, we have about 5 or 6 other games in the works. We have a couple of games that, as I said, I'm really excited to work with the UK group. That's an upcoming game. It'll be really really, really cool theme and kind of a fun game. And then working with Oak Coins on a couple of other games and stuff like that. One of the games, and I can tell you this just because I really want it to happen, is I really just want to have a little mini ammo can game where you go out and you find a mini ammo can. That would be so cool. So something I'm working on.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. And I know for me, I've got ideas that are swimming around in my head to what could this be like, even on a small scale. It would be really cool to be able to do something like that and provide
That
some
is one
extra
of the
form of
things we're
entertainment.
headed to. We're looking at doing some kind of personal games. We have a couple of thoughts on that, and we have a couple of we're starting to get that through a development phase and a concept phase. Kind of come up with the concepts, and now how do we implement it so that people will be able to do their own personal tags and do the games and stuff like that. And so you're not waiting on our big games. You can do more localized and smaller games.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I mean, I can't stress how important it is that people get signed up on Snag the Tag and get prepped for the games. Because if you do love trying to get that first find, then this is definitely the game for you. And they don't just have hider packs. The store has other collectibles as well. And as hiders, you get to hide the tags for other people to find, but you also get the one that you're hiding so that you've got it. And they've got trackable cards. So lots of stuff to check out, lots of stuff to help support them as well. And because I mentioned before, because this game is so reliant on hiders, it's kind of a give and take. Really, we really need to encourage people in our own areas to hide as well as find so that the game can grow naturally. I know I have a lot of fun playing it and watching for it. And I can't count now how many times I have been within 30 seconds, literally 30 seconds of getting to the tag to find it, only to find another vehicle there, and they're getting in and driving away.
I know your pain.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Mark, and also thank the rest of your team for all of the work that they do. It's a fun game, and it's also officially sanctioned by Geocaching HQ because of all the trackables. Little tidbit: path tags aren't specifically condoned by Geocaching HQ because all those tags, the unique numbers and stuff, are their own product. So everything is self-contained over there. So we've got path tags, but now we've got Snag the Tag. And because they're geocoins, it's all combined in the geocaching hobby. So
we love promoting trackables. It's such a cool thing,
Yeah. So thanks again for stopping by. I don't know how much battery power you've got left, but I'm going. It's running on fumes.
It is.
I'm going to announce the two winners because of the EGA path tags coming in so late. There wasn't a winner for January, so there are now two winners for January and February. And of the people who had posted their excellent geocaching adventures over the past month since the beginning of the year, we have two winners, and they are, you know what? Let's get them on the banner because I hadn't done that part. We have Marsha Hamstra and Amanda Saville. Congratulations. We would be in touch, and then be able to get you those EGA path tags. I love them. So, guys, I already showed it, but this is the CTL version, the night trip, and it's glow in the dark, and it's so nice. There's lots of pictures on social media. So, once again, join the Excellent Geocaching Adventures Facebook group, cacheline.ega. Share your adventures, even if it's Snag the Tag, whatever the geocaching related adventures are. We love to hear it and share it. There's so many geocaching Facebook groups, but this one is run by Cacheline, so be sure to join and participate for contests and that monthly path tag giveaway. Everybody in chat, Thank you for joining. If there's any questions, post them in the Snag the Tag community Facebook group. Should add that as well. So join Snag the Tag community on Facebook.
We have a lot of community members who know the game better than me and better at answering questions than me. So yeah, we can, if you wanted to, Geoff, if you wanted to start a a topic in there or something like that, I'd be happy to jump on and explain some of the finer components to people, or you'll have people in the community who'll do the same thing. Yeah. But I'm down to 1% now, so I'm going to hop off if that's okay with you.
That's great. Thanks
for coming again, I love your hat, and thank you very much for having me on.
See you around. Thanks for stopping in.
Thank you.
Yep. So congratulations, those EGA winners. And if you are participating with the tag claiming throughout the event, I hope you're able to get it. It wasn't intended to be something to distract from the interview. Something really simple and really quick, but now that it's fixed, I will be in touch with whoever has been the first to snatch those tags, and we'll get them off to you. This has been February's TGI Friday, last Friday. Next month, we're going back to another escape room game. So be sure to join and mark it on the calendar and hang out on Friday nights. Let's just have some fun together. You never know what's going to happen. I might knock over a table and smash some glasses and hopefully not break my computer. But the sound was good this time. The sound was good. Also, don't forget, Challenge Talk podcast is on the first Sunday now every month at Geocache Talk on that channel, where we talk about challenge caching and all the ways that it enhances our game of geocaching. So tune in there. And on that note, I'll be in contact with everybody who's won, because there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 winners from tonight that are going to be getting stuff. Yay! All right, tomorrow is Saturday, or it's maybe already Saturday if you're way over on the East Coast. So I will see you in the next video, which is coming out real soon. On that note, happy caching and excellent adventuring. Doop, 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 doop.